On today's video, we are going to talk about 5 things that will make your thin hair look thicker. Now, I want to emphasize that these tips are going to make your hair look thicker. They're not actually going to make your hair any thicker, but if you have super fine hair that's very flat and on the thin side like mine, there are definitely things you can do to make it look like you have a lot more hair. So the first thing is keeping your ends trimmed. Now, this doesn't mean you have to have short hair or that you need to cut your hair off. And while cutting your hair up to a blunt length like that would absolutely make it look thicker, we don't all want shorter hair like that, and that's okay. However, not allowing our ends to get super wispy is also really helpful. So I'm gonna do a tiny trim on my ends today, and I just do this every couple months, every 8 to 10 weeks or so, just of the most wispy bits at the bottom of my hair. And I just think instantly it makes my hair look fuller because we don't have those little wispy bits at the bottom. And that's it. It's not gonna make a huge difference, but it does make a difference. So that's number 1. Number 2 is going to be adding texture to your hair. Now, some people with fine, thin hair have naturally textured hair, wavy, curly, things like that, frizz, and that's gonna make your hair look a bit fuller. But a lot of us have very straight hair. This is just my hair blow dried with nothing, just didn't do anything to it, and this is how flat it looks. Despite the layers, despite everything else, it still looks flat, it still looks thin. But if we add texture, that's gonna make it look fuller. That could be waves, that could be curls, or today I'm going to just go in and give some movement to my roots and my ends with my thermal styling brush. So you can do that. Literally any type of texture you want is going to add fullness to your hair. The tighter and the more texture you add, so like lots and lots of little tiny curls, is going to give you more texture than bigger curls or something like this. But any texture at all is going to give you more volume and thickness, appearance of thickness, than just your flat hair. So the thermal brush I am using today is the Wavytalk one. I really like it. It works really well. I do have it in my Amazon storefront. I think the one I have in the Amazon storefront is actually their 5-in-1. It has the thermal brush attachment, but it also has some wand and curling attachments as well. I have that one as well, and I really like it. And it's nice if you need more tools, because it's 5 tools in one. But they also have this one, which is just the brush if you only need the thermal brush. So you can see I am literally just going through my hair, no real rhyme or reason, just taking sections and adding texture. And despite the fact that my hair looked really flat, there is actually volumizing product in my hair. So because of that, my hair will hold most of this shape that I give it today. Without that, a lot of it would fall, but you can see that the volumizing product on its own isn't necessarily going to be enough to make a significant difference to how full your hair looks, without some sort of styling as well. But if you do have flat hair and you find that your styling constantly falls out, it's probably because you need to add product into your hair so that your hair has the ability to hold the texture and the shapes that you add to it. So this is really the minimal amount of texture you can add, but you'll see even adding a minimal amount is going to make a difference. So right away, we now already look like we have more hair. Another tip number 3, is to try a side part instead of a center part. A side part is automatically going to make your hair look a bit fuller. So when we flip, we're just gonna get a little bit more fullness, a little bit more lift. It doesn't really matter which way you flip it. It also helps if you blow dried your hair with a center part, because then when you part it to the side, you're kind of going against how you blow dried your hair, and that's gonna get you more lift. So I will often blow dry my hair with a center part, and then I will flip it between the 2 sides throughout the day to give my hair the appearance of even more volume. Number 4 is adding another product, and this is dry texture powder. This is the Puff Me Volumizing Powder by Design Me. I really like it because it does a lot. It adds a lot of texture and gives a ton of volume, but it is super lightweight as well. You'll still feel it in your hair, but as far as texturizing powders go, this one is very minimal in how it feels. So if you don't love them, you might find this one is acceptable to you. So give it a try, but adding this through your hair towards the roots and a little bit towards the mids will instantly give you more volume. That volume is going to last because it's powder and it's not going to go anywhere. So now we can see how much more hair we look like we have already. Tip number 5 is putting your hair up in a claw clip. Doing this can really make it look like you have a lot more hair. Sometimes our ends are really thin and that gives away how thin our hair is. But if we just loosely grab it all, twist it, give it a little push forward, and then clip everything with a claw, not too big of a claw either. The key is using a claw that's on the smaller side if you don't have a lot of hair, because that claw will take over your hair otherwise. And you want lots of hair out of the claw. If your hair's all in a claw, it's gonna make it look like you don't have a lot of hair. But if you use a small claw and you've got lots of hair everywhere, because you've got all those products, your hair is gonna stay. It might look a bit of a mess, but you also look like you have a lot of hair. You can play with it, you can make it a little bit nicer. I like to just throw it up when I wanna feel like I have more hair, but it works every time. And whenever my hair is up in a claw clip, people are always shocked at how fine and thin my hair actually looks when it is not up like this. I hope that helps. I hope that maybe at least 1 or 2 of these tips is new to you and helps you discover ways that you can make your hair appear a little bit fuller and thicker on a daily basis. I tried to keep these tips really simple so they're not hard ones to implement. They're really simple to throw into your normal everyday routine, not just sort of like for special occasions or when you want to put in that extra effort. These are all tips that can make an immediate impact and are very, very simple and easy to implement. Let me know in the comments if you do any of these on a regular basis or if you try them, if they work out for you, because I love to hear from you guys. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. Like and subscribe because you know that helps me grow my channel. Thanks so much for watching today. Bye.